Hey there, comic book friends! I'm Travis, and this is another episode of What the Fugue, where I just talk about what's happening in my world of comic books. Let's see, what do I want to talk about this week? I'm already going to start talking about it, and probably you might get sick of hearing me talk about it, but it's one of my favorite things. I'm going to talk Emerald City Comic Con. It is a comic convention that is in Seattle every year, usually sometime around March. This year it's going to be at the beginning of March. And they've started announcing creators that are going to be there. Generally, I try not to get too excited about the creators they start announcing now because, of course, this is August. March is a long ways away. People tend to cancel. People's plans change, whatever. But they announced that Fiona Staples is going to be there. Yeah! I'm really excited about that. I have been, after every Emerald City Comic Con, you can go to their webpage after the con's over, and you fill out this survey, and part of the survey I would always ask, who would you like to see show up at the next year's convention? Fiona Staples has been on the list, that I've had her on the list of people I've wanted them to invite to the con for a number of years. Basically, since I read the first issue of North 40 that she did the artwork for, I have been saying, please, get her to come. She just lives north, up in Canada, up in the Vancouver area, from Seattle. So it's not like, other than crossing the border, it's not like it's a big trip. So I've been hoping. Well, this year she's been announced that she's going to be there. So I'm really stoked about that. Even if all I get to do is talk to her for a few minutes about how much I really like her stuff and get her to sign a book, that'll be awesome. As it gets close to that time, we'll see if she's doing any other type of work, commissions or that sort of thing, and I'll see what I can get. I most certainly would pay for a sketch. Yeah. Can't really buy any original art from her as far as art pages go because I believe she's 100% digital as far as all that goes. But anyway, excited about that. There's some other creators there that I know a lot of other people will be excited about. Mark Waid is going to be there. I can't remember off the top of my head who else. As we get close to the con, I'll talk more and more about it. But I was pretty stoked. That's the first creator they've announced that I'm really, really excited about getting to talk to and whatnot. So excited about that. Let's see what else is going on in my comic universe this week. There's been some great videos that have come out here in the last couple weeks that I just kind of mentioned. A while ago, Hal Mouse did a video comparing some old comics versus some new comics, old Justice League, new Justice League, old Avengers, new Avengers, and the difference between them, and some commentary on are we looking back at those old comics and are we being the grumpy old farts who just insist that the stuff that came out when we were young is better than the stuff that's out now, some stuff like that. That was a really interesting video. I really enjoyed it. Sleeper Reader has also done a video kind of on that in a response to talk about it also. Then James Donnelly did a lengthy video on it also. I really enjoyed his take on it, his thoughts on what was there. I'm trying to think, there's at least one other person. Roger? Might have been Roger. I'm trying to remember who else it is. I'm not going to talk about it a bunch here. I may, if I find the time, I may do a video on it also. I don't know that I'll cover any different territory than everybody else has, but just to throw my 2 cents in or two, it's a great conversation. It's an interesting conversation if you are really into comics and like looking at where they've been and where they've come to and where they might go to from here. All really interesting stuff, and all of those guys are very articulate on talking about that and the pros and cons and whatnot. So check those things out. I've been watching those. Really enjoyed those a lot. Let's see. As far as particular comic books that I'm reading right now that I know there's been some sorts of news about. I've heard that the creators of The New Dead Guardians, I don't know how many of you guys are out there actually reading that book, they've hinted at that there might be more books, that after this miniseries is done, they may do another miniseries. Enough people seem to be interested in the setting, let alone with the actual content, the actual story of this particular what's happening right now, but the universe that it's all encompassed in this kind of Edwardian horror kind of a setting where the upper class in England have had to turn themselves into vampires to help fight off this giant plague of zombies that is seems to be plaguing at least Great Britain, if not a worldwide sort of an issue, and all of the potential pitfalls and ramifications of these aristocrats that have been turned into vampires, these zombies that wander around in these zones they've got them blocked off in, and then all the normal people that are stuck in between, and how does that relationship between those three groups work. So that I'll be excited about. If they actually do put out more, I would definitely probably pick them up, because it just keeps bringing up kind of interesting little ideas. Kind of excited about that. Let's see. Greg Rudka was talking on Twitter a couple days ago. It sounds like we're basically at the end of his run of Punisher. Punisher will, of course, stop and become the Punisher Warzone for a time being. That'll be a mini-series. I can't remember off the top of my head how long that series is going to be. And it sounds to me like that it's done. No more Greg Rudka Punisher, which is a real bummer. I really liked this run. It's been really great. I definitely like the character Punisher now, and I didn't before. I doubt that I would pick this. I'd pick up another Punisher book if somebody else takes over after this is all done. I guess the upside is that I think the solicitations for the next chapter in Stumptown is going to be coming out, and I hear nothing but good stuff about Stumptown. It's a trade I really need to get picked up and read, because like I said, I hear lots of good stuff about it. So good news, bad news as far as the Greg Rudka stuff goes. Let's see, I have a subscriber who was asking me if I did request reviews, and I should have looked up what his YouTube handle was before I started this, because I don't remember what it is, and I apologize for that. No, normally I don't. If I have something that's in my collection, of course nobody really knows what's in my collection, but if I have something in my collection that somebody's interested in hearing my opinion on, because I don't really do reviews. We call them reviews for lack of any other word that people would recognize right offhand as to what I'm doing. My opinion on books that are in my collection that I haven't already done, I would certainly do that. As far as me running out to buy some books just to do reviews on it, I don't know that I would do that, because most of the time I pick up the stuff I'm interested in, and you probably don't want to hear me do reviews on stuff that I'm not interested in. So yeah, when I get around to actually exposing, my collection, if there's something in that people are interested in hearing more about, let me know, and I'll gladly break the stuff out and talk about it, more in depth. That would be fine. And the person who asked about that, I'll answer you specifically on YouTube. I'll get back to you in particular on the reviews you were asking about. Speaking of reviewers, a few days ago, I hit over 100 subscribers, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything special for that. I know everybody else has been doing special stuff. I don't know what I would do that either everybody hasn't already done, or you know, a lot of people were doing, you know, ask me questions kind of things. Me and Ethan might do that, but like I've talked about before, I don't know if there's a lot to be asked of us. I mean, we have that 30 Days of Comics, which answers a lot of kind of stuff about our comic habits and whatnot. So, I mean, you know, comment whatever if you think that because we've got 100 subscribers we should be doing that. I'm more excited about the fact that it seems most of my videos, not these so much, not the Fugue, I have about a 50% retention as far as people who actually watch my videos, and that's pretty awesome. I know it doesn't take a whole lot to subscribe to people, but a little bit more to actually take the time to actually watch some of what I'm saying, and I really appreciate that. That's pretty cool. Here coming up next month, it will be the 1-year anniversary of Oddfellows Thoughts, as far as a YouTube channel goes. So I'm sure I will put out a special video then, just talking about my year here on YouTube and how that's been and whatnot. Needless to say, I really enjoyed it, or I wouldn't still be here. At any rate, I think that's all I have as far as what's going on in the world of comics that involves me in some way or another. It's been a busy week, so I'm a bit behind on this and a bit behind on everything else. This weekend should be, me and Ethan should be back to doing videos. I've got 40 some odd titles to read and review over the next 3 weeks. So anyway, look forward to that. I look forward to all of your guys' thoughts and opinions on comics. Yeah, keep reading comics. Have a good one.